This is not the man I met. He is egotistical. He disrespects me.
This entire marriage has been forced upon me.
When you don't have trust, when you don't have that foundation, the relationship is over before it starts.
I'm at my breaking point. He has a problem with spending.
You have champagne taste on a soda water budget.
Yes,
What's
honey,
going on?
come on, champagne taste. It's about the taste, not about the budget.
You can't trust him anymore. The man that I married would never have done that.
I'm not going to advise her to try to make this work because I think it's dangerous. I think it's gone beyond that. Here is today's case.
What happens when a fiancé's secret British girlfriend is uncovered? Is it time to send him on a one-way ticket out of the house? Or can this relationship be given a second chance? That's today's case on Divorce Court.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, our virtual audience is filled with your superfans. Today's superfan of the day is Janet from Havelock, North Carolina.
We're so happy to have you with us, Janet. Thank you for being here, and as our special guest, I'm sending you a signed copy of my book, Sits Don't Settle.
Your Honor, this is the case of Munoz versus Williams.
Thank you, Juan. Ms. Janeil Munoz.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have brought Mr. Rico Williams
Yes, Your Honor.
to court today, and I understand you have a witness with you today, sir, Miss Kenyatta Williams.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you for being here, ma'am. I'll hear from you shortly.
Okay.
The two of you have been in a long-term relationship for 4 years. You've been engaged for 2 years, but you're here today because you say you're having a number of issues in the relationship. You're trying to decide if you're going to move forward in marriage or call it quits for good. But I'll start with you, ma'am. Why don't you tell me what happened and give me some background?
I brought him to court today because I'm just sick of him lying, cheating, always thinking about himself, and just being a horrible fiance. He's not the same like when I first met him.
Mm-hmm. Why do you say you're here, sir?
Your Honor, I'm here to save my relationship. I love her, but she's crazy. She done put me out so many times.
That's not true.
It's crazy.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Let's talk about the specifics, because you said there were a lot of red flags that you ignored in the beginning, according to you.
Yes,
Why
they
don't we
were.
talk about those?
Basically, I met him when I was going to a school, and my school told me not to go around the corner because, it's kind of dangerous over there. So they just basically, for their safety reasons, don't go over there.
But you went around that corner.
I did. I did.
And there he was.
Sometimes I would come and go see him where he be hanging out and stuff at, and it's like I would feel these people staring at me, just staring me down like I done took something from them or something.
And what happened when the two of you met, sir?
Like what she said, those girls were jealous. Basically, she got something that they want that they can't have. You see what I'm saying? And
Which is
she's
you.
Like, yes, ma'am. She insecure, she's crazy.
I'm
like,
far
literally.
from insecure, Your Honor. I'm far from it.
So you say these girls were jealous because you started talking to her.
Can I tell you the story about when I came to visit him one time? And I come and, usually, this is my fiance, so I go where he's hanging or whatever, and I go sit on his lap. And when I sit on his lap, he just jump up, he just didn't want me sitting on his lap, so it's a woman intuition. I knew, it's something funny going on in here. So I say, which one of these girls you in here messing with? And here go another girl. Oh, he ain't messing with me. He messing with the girl in the room. So I politely got up and went to the back room, and I tapped on the girl's shoulder and asked her, so you and Rico messing around? She was acting confused, she didn't know what I was talking about. He supposed to be my boyfriend. He put me out. He don't put this girl out. He put me out.
He put you out of the house where everybody was hanging out?
Yes, he put me out and said I'm starting problems. How am I starting problems?
I told her to leave because she brought around a bad vibe, bad energy. So I just politely escorted her out.
Because you felt like she was about to start a confrontation.
Right, if the girl want to come out behind you and y'all have y'all altercation, that don't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, was there somebody there that you were dealing with?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
So how would
Hold on.
Ma'am, stop.
Okay, yes, Your Honor.
Miss Munoz, please.
Crazy.
I want you to be quiet, too. You will have your opportunity to speak.
Okay.
I'm talking to Mr. Williams, because he's the only one acting civilized right now. So, Mr. Williams, so you were indeed talking to someone else in the house. Was it the young lady she approached?
Yes, it was the young lady she approached me.
Okay, so it was in your best interest for you to ask your girlfriend to leave at that moment.
We didn't do nothing like there.
Okay, that's a red flag at the beginning of the relationship.
Okay, not only that though, Your Honor, he has a problem with this social media thing. Like, he wrote this girl on Instagram, and I seen the messages at first, and I was gonna say something, but I was like, let me just keep it going. Let's see how far he finna, keep talking to this lady. And I look in the phone, he telling this girl he love her, and he gonna fly her out from England. I submitted that, Your Honor. I have the messages.
Oh, you submitted to court?
That,
let me see the messages. I don't know that Mr. Williams is gonna deny this. So you say, I love you. Is that the young lady from England blurred out at the top?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it is.
So what's going on with her, sir?
Your Honor, it wasn't nothing like that. She
Okay.
put me out. So
you felt like you were free to do what you wanted to do at that point.
But at the same time, I knew she had like the code to my Instagram, like, cause we have code to each other's phone. Like, we ain't got nothing to hide.
Okay,
like,
so you didn't care.
I knew she saw it. You're right, cause I was being petty. You see what I'm saying?
But yet and still, you're back together. You get back together because now you're engaged.
Yes, because I love him. I just don't like his ways at all. I don't like his ways, period. And it's just to the point I'm tired. Like,
What
I'm
happened?
very
Because you
tired.
say you reached your breaking point, which brought you here today.
What really brought me here today, like what took me to my breaking point, is I went away for a couple days, 30 days to be exact. And while I was away, I was telling Rico, if you was to, be unfaithful, can you just be honest with me? And I was having dreams that I was pushing out a baby, and I just was feeling like Rico was on the streets doing things that he had no business doing. I felt it was,
So what happened? Was your intuition correct?
Oh, it was very correct. And I'm just sick of him and his family and everything they got to do with them.
Speaking of his family, you brought a witness with you today.
Yes, ma'am.
Your sister, Miss Williams. I understand you have some things you want to share with the court.
A lot. For one, I think they just don't need to deal with each other at all.
I just was feeling like Rico was on the streets doing things that he had no business doing. I felt that it was,
So what happened? Was your intuition correct?
Oh, it was very correct. So as I get out from my little vacation or whatever, I come to where he's at and I go pick him up. First thing I do was look at his phone and I see a lady. I text this number. It wasn't really no text messages. I just see a lot of call logs, like this same number. So I text the number and I say, who is this? His baby mama. So even though, which at the time, I didn't know if it was true or false, but it takes 9 months for a baby to get here, and I'm pretty sure that is his baby, and...
It's true?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor. Your Honor, I had apologized for that. She forgave me for that, and
You apologized for what? What happened?
I was going through something at the time. My family member died, and she was the only one that'll comfort me.
You can't wait a couple more days or something?
So you had a family member that passed
like...
away, ma'am. You had a family member that passed away, and you're saying, Mr. Williams, that now you have a child with her.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
I made a mistake. I was grieving. She forgave me, though.
And you did?
No, I
Because
partially forgave him. I didn't fully forgive him.
Well, you got engaged
Actually,
after that.
At this point, we're not even getting engaged. At the time, I would only say yes to prove a point. That's the only reason why I agreed to the engagement.
You said yes to prove what point?
But to show this young lady that, what y'all had was really temporary, and I'm the one who he loves for real. But in all reality, if you did love me, you would not do the things that you did. But like I said, I was just, agreed to prove a point. And I'm just sick of him and his family and everything they got to do with them.
Speaking of his family, you brought a witness with you today.
Yes, ma'am.
Your sister, Miss Williams. I understand you have some things you want to share with the court.
A lot. Can I come?
Please.
Yes, ma'am.
This is your brother. What do you have to say?
Well, first of all, we don't like her.
Who is we?
Our
Him
family.
and all
we don't like
his
her.
bunch of sisters.
She's childish, too childish. For one, I think they just don't need to deal with each other at all. Like, she pops up out of nowhere. She come beating on doors, yelling, screaming. Like, one day I got off work. I was at my mom's house, I was asleep. Next thing you know, I just hear beating and yelling. I jumps up and I goes in the living room. She has all the kids' computers for school and just yelling, I'm finna break him, I'm finna throw it. He broke my phone. Okay. This my mama house. Y'all not doing this
Regardless
here.
if this is your mother's house or not, let me tell you something.
Anyways,
once this man is with me and you still...
Munoz, you're not listening. You have to be quiet.
I'm sorry.
She don't listen. No home training. Anyways, Your Honor. So after that, I take the equipment, and I was like, okay, y'all gotta go. Y'all go outside, whatever. I shut the door behind her. 2 seconds later, like she's beating on the door, just yelling.
Munoz.
He broke my phone. I said, okay, so what? Y'all do this all the time. So I goes out the door. She's yelling, waking up the neighbors. She's driving on the grass. She hit my little brother four-wheeler. Like, she's out of control.
Okay. What did you think when you found out that he got another woman pregnant while she was away for 30 days?
Well, Your Honor, that's my brother. So what?
So you don't think that was wrong?
No, she do what she do. He ain't the only one.
Okay, thank you, Miss Williams.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just like that story, she's as stupid as she sounds. Because that's all lies. None of that is really true. None of it is really true, Your Honor.
Well, I think it's probably true that her and the family don't like you.
Oh, that much, yes, but for what? What is the reason?
You're saying that they just don't like you just because? How often is she gambling now?
Every time we go by a store with any kind of slot machine.
So you know you have a problem?
I don't feel like it's a problem personally, but
So you're losing money now?
Sometimes.
Because you're gambling money that you can't afford to lose. If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free, 1-877-311-2222, or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Missed a show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content. You said, sir, that one of the bigger issues you have in the relationship, the two of you have gone back and forth over the last 4 years, but you said a big issue for you, she's taking you back every time you've done something. You say you've apologized, she's taking you back, but now a big issue for you in the relationship is her gambling habit.
I take full responsibility of that, of her gambling problem, but it's not my problem because you grown and you choose to keep sticking your money in the machine.
What happened? How did it start?
It's like I was in on the machine and I think she saw me hit jackpot one or two times. So she come in one day, we go to the store, she come in, straight put her money in the machine. So I'm looking like, all right, now one time, it turned into multiple times and you lose your money for real. So once she did that, I walked out the store, got in the car, sat down for a minute, and I come back, she like, oh, I lost $300.
How often is she gambling now?
Every time we go by a store with any kind of slot machines.
So you know you have a problem?
I don't feel like it's a problem personally, but I do get a little carried away sometimes. But
so you're losing money now?
Yeah, she be it.
How much have you lost?
Sometimes, and my rent money, and I be behind a little bit.
So you have a problem? Because you're gambling money that you can't afford to lose if you're gambling your rent money.
Correct, but I feel as if you are my fiance, so you should financially.
Well, you feel a lot of things. So you said that a lot in this case. What you feel about things.
Yeah, because it seems like nobody cares about my feelings. But my feelings don't mean nothing to nobody.
Those are your feelings, but let me tell you the facts. Anytime you are spending the money that's used for the place to have a roof over your head and you're gambling it and you're losing, you're obviously not winning, then you know you have a problem. You know why these businesses are still in place? Because they count on people like you taking everything they have, hoping that you'll keep coming back because you're gonna hit it big, you're gonna hit that jackpot the next time, and it doesn't happen. You said in your papers you've lost $3,000 gambling, That's not money that you can afford to lose. So that's something you need to get some help for
I feel
and
like
address.
it doesn't really matter because it's my money. Regardless, even if I do stick all the rent and the money, you the man in a relationship, so you should be the provider anyways.
So no matter how much you gamble,
no matter how much I gamble,
you want him to provide.
Yes, Your Honor.
No.
That's how it goes.
That's not how it goes. That's not how this works.
I don't know how y'all was raised, but I was raised on the man provide and take care.
And that's why, but that is also why you're in a relationship that's not working out for you. It's also why you're in a relationship that's not functioning. It's also why you're in a relationship that's toxic. Because you don't know and you don't understand. You need to hit the pause. You need to hit the brakes. There's been a lot of craziness here. Mm-hmm. It's been a hot mess, really and truly, the last 4 years. And all of these things that you say have happened, and you've caught him with all these indiscretions with other women. He's had a child during these last 4 years. You said you were devastated by that. Ms. Williams comes up. She said you're all over the place, causing scenes, wreaking havoc, cursing
Munoz,
people out.
Stop talking.
All of this over what? We pick our partners, but real life sorts them out. And when you start doing real life and you see a relationship as bringing you more hurt than happiness, then you should know this is not the relationship for me. You talk about how you were raised. Let me tell you how this really should be. And at your young age, maybe if you understand this, you'll make different choices going forward. You should be happy. You should be independent. You should feel worthy. You should feel secure about who you are. You only get into a relationship with someone who adds to the happiness you already have in your life. If it's chaos, if it's heartbreak, if it's dysfunction, if it's insecurity, if it's constantly causing you to question your worth, it is not the relationship for you. It is a no. You are 22 years old. You learn this now. This is the time where you learn what you like. You learn what you don't like, where you learn what works for you, where you learn how to behave, where you learn how to communicate. Because making a scene, yelling, cursing people out, going through phones, it's not it. That is the bottom. If you want to stay at the bottom of the barrel, keep doing what you're doing. If you want change, then you got to do something different. You understand?
Yes,
sir, if you know in your heart you are not in a position in your life to be a faithful partner, please just stay single.
Please.
You will do a lot of good to yourself and the other young women you are involved with if you just choose and be honest with people and say, you know what, I'm not ready to be in a committed relationship. So I'm just telling you, no commitment. I can see you, I can date you, we can hang out, but I cannot be in an exclusive relationship because that's just not me right now. Just be honest. Be honest with yourself, be honest with the rest of the world. You keep letting people waste your time because every time something happens, you're like, okay, well, you know what? I forgive you. I'm gonna take you back. I forgive you. I'll take you back. So now this dysfunction is becoming your choice, not just his. Make better choices. I see two people in front of me that have a lot to learn about relationships. You learn it on your own. You learn it when you're single so that when you are in a relationship, you are bringing a healthy person into the equation. Until you learn that, you stay separated as you are. Good luck to all of you.
When it comes to Judge Faith, I really feel like I'm gonna take her up on, you know, not letting people waste my time anymore. And I feel like this is not gonna work. I can't do this. I can't do this anymore.
Somebody else that'll deserve it or do better with it, right?